look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
Really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
It is episode number 85. Good to be with you here as we put the wraps on the month of August and head into the month of September. Meteorological fall is upon us. Who's excited? Who's excited for the fall weather, football season, cooler temperatures, hoodie weather, all that fun stuff? I'm a fan. I love fall, minus the allergies, but one of my favorite seasons here, and good to have it back here. I am meteorologist Marcus Bailey with Wish TV in Indianapolis. It's good to be with you again. Appreciate you spending some time here listening to the podcast. You know, I mean, we opened up the week here kind of interesting. It was a hot weekend, and open up the week Monday, especially Monday afternoon, with some pretty good storms. In central Indiana, it was more about the rain than anything. We hit a daily record in Indianapolis for the 29th, just shy of 2 inches of rainfall, 1.99 officially at the airport. That did say to set a daily record. But there were a lot of areas around the metro that spanned anywhere between 1.5 inches to as high as 3.5 inches. And it did spark some flood advisories, flash flood warnings. A little worse off in western Indiana, northern Clay County. They had flash flood warnings as well, where radar estimates were anywhere between 5 to 6, maybe even 6.5 inches of rainfall. So didn't get a lot of damage reports with really high water, but kind of the areas that are prone to flooding had to deal with a little bit of high water there. Up in northern Indiana, several reports of wind damage, basically the mid to late afternoon hours. A lot of it was trees down, tree limbs down, power lines down, that kind of thing. Seeing several of that around Miami County, Whiteley County. There was a tree down, Noble County, St. Joseph County. So that was up around South Bend. Steuben County, Huntington County, seeing wind gusts of as high as 57 miles per hour. That was at the Mesonet station in Huntington. Multiple trees down in Huntington. Stoplight was down. DeKalb County. There was a screen door damage. I believe up in, I believe it was Auburn. Auburn had damage to an outdoor drive-in screen, and so they have to shut down for the season now to repair that. And there was also, I believe, a scoreboard was knocked over in Rochester in northern Indiana. That's just south of South Bend due to damage. I'm scrolling through the damage reports here. I'm not seeing it, but I know we had photos of it from earlier. So pretty nasty storms. And again, that ended up turning into be a slight risk, and then it got upgraded to an enhanced risk area in northern Indiana. Much of that area was under a severe thunderstorm watch when that happened. I believe there was one injury reported where a tree fell on someone. I'm trying to find that report real quick. Missing it. I do know that there was one injury. I believe it was a minor injury though. So that's the good news there. But yeah, all of the damages that came in were all wind damage. Oh, here we go. One injury, large tree down on a car, minor injury with a paramedic check. That was in St. Joseph County. 2 miles east-southeast of Lydick, Lydick. And that's where that was reported. So, kind of a little bit of a bump in the road. It did do a little bit of damage there, and we got a lot of rain, so we're going to chip away more at that. It's not a drought anymore, but still some areas have normally dry. Now we're starting to get kind of in the season where we need to kind of hopefully dry things out, because I know a lot of farmers are going to be getting out in the field probably in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks and get to work on the harvest here. So got the rain that we needed, and now it's time to probably settle things down a little bit. So we'll look ahead to the forecast coming up in just a bit. But I did want to go ahead and preview, even though we haven't officially, at least when this drops, we have not officially ended the month of August. I want to go ahead and give a preview to the month of September. And the next week we'll do we'll look back on how we fared on the month of August here. But since it's dropping the day before the start of the month, I didn't want to wait until after the holiday weekend and a week into the month to do the August preview or September preview as we typically do at the beginning of the month. So after the break, we will look ahead to the month of September, what we usually see, and some historical things that have happened during the month of September. That's coming up next here on Weather Weekly.
Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Episode number 85 as we welcome in the month of September. So briefly, we will do a September preview and talk about some of the historical weather events that have happened in the month of September. Let's begin with the temperatures here. We begin the month with an average high around 83 degrees, average low at 63, and we have a pretty sharp decline by the end of the month. September 30th, it's still a warm month. But it's noticeably different here. About a 10-degree swing. By the end of the month, your average high is nearly 73. And your average low is in the low 50s, right around 52 degrees. We average about 3.14 inches of rainfall. We do not average any snowfall. That will be the last month that we will say that. When we go into October, we don't average a whole lot in October, but obviously, those of you that have been around here long enough, you know we can get snow on Halloween. It's happened even recently. So last month that we can say that here for a little while, that we don't average any snowfall for this month. All right, let's talk about some important dates that have happened here for the month of September. There's some interesting ones right out of the gate here. 2003, on the 1st at Indianapolis, the greatest 24-hour measured rainfall in the city, 7.20 inches of rainfall. That is unbelievable. I think about what happened just earlier this week. We picked up nearly 2 inches of rain, and that caused enough problems with some high water in spots. Think about 7.2 inches of rainfall, 2003. That was rough. The next day, 2003, the highest flood since March 1913 quickly strikes the Martinsville area following the heavy rains on June 1st. So that's all running downstream, right? 7.2 inches of rain on the 1st, starts falling into the creeks and streams, feeds into the White River, goes south, and then that runs into big problems because wasn't the only place that had to deal with that kind of rain. So pretty incredible stuff there. 1975 on the 3rd, Indianapolis. The fire department reports 350 calls of a lightning strike. I don't have any details on exactly where that was, but obviously did some damage there. 1895 on the 4th at Indianapolis, the second greatest 24-hour measured rainfall in the city, 6.8 inches of rainfalls. I find this interesting because you think of wet months, right? And we've talked about it numerous times on the podcast here. June, typically one of the wetter months we have. April, pretty wet month. July can be a pretty soggy month as well. September, not, it's middle of the road. But yeah, two of your biggest single day rainfall dates happen in the month of September. Pretty interesting. On the 5th, 1996, at Vincennes, severe thunderstorms down telephone poles and damaged playground equipment at a school. 1983 on the 6th, thunderstorm winds of 60 to 70 miles per hour strike Rockville, Avon, and Indy. In 1989 on the 8th, severe thunderstorm winds blow off roofs of several homes in Albany in Delaware County. So that's the northeastern part of the county, northeast of Muncie there. In 1985 on the 9th, severe thunderstorm winds knock down trees and power lines in Hamilton and Marion counties. A car is demolished when a tree falls on it. In 2014 on the 10th, severe thunderstorms bring damaging winds and heavy rain to parts of central Indiana. Parts of Interstate 74 in Marion County have flooding up to 2 feet deep. On the 11th, 1897 at Indianapolis, the record high temperature for the date is set at 95 degrees. In 1988, on the 12th, from Indy to Anderson, a tornado skips along a 35-mile long path, causing damage to businesses. In 2008, on the 14th, the remnants of Hurricane Ike bring winds over 60 miles per hour to parts of central Indiana. On the 15th, 2003, golf ball size hail falls at Eaton in Delaware County. So that's the northern part of the county, north of Muncie. In 1936, on the 16th at Indianapolis, the record high temperature for the date is set at 96 degrees. In 1972 at Dover, baseball size hail falls and causes extensive window breakage at area schools. In 2015, on the 18th, at Colburn in Tippecanoe County, severe thunderstorms bring 80-mile-per-hour winds. In 1983, on the 19th, at Indianapolis, the high temperature reaches 92 degrees. This marks the 58th time the temperature reached 90 degrees in 1983, which is a city record for most times in a year. So that was the last one of the year. 90-degree temperatures, kind of rare once you start getting into the month of September. In 2002, on the 20th, a tornado moves 112 miles across Indiana, becoming the second longest tornado track in Indiana history. The tornado begins in Ellettsville at 12:59 p.m. and ends near Hartford City at 3:20 p.m. Property damage is $156 million and 130 people are injured. So Ellettsville is southwest of Indy. Just to put it in perspective. Ellettsville, southwest of Indy. It's west of Bloomington, all right? Monroe County. And then Hartford City is about 20-ish, maybe 30 miles north of Muncie. It's in Blackford County. So that's a long stretch right there. 2012, on the 21st, a severe thunderstorm brings golf ball size hail and 65 to 70 mile per hour winds to Hendricks County. In 1908, on the 22nd, at Indianapolis, measurable rain falls, ending the 39 consecutive day dry spell, which is a city record for the longest dry spell. Interesting. 39 consecutive days without rain, without measurable rain. 1990, golf ball size hail falls in Delaware County on the 22nd as well. On the 23rd, in 2001, at Nora, golf ball size hail falls. In 2005, in Martinsville, you don't get this very much. The 24th, heavy rain causes mudslides, damaging 2 vehicles, but you are starting to get in more of a kind of rugged terrain once you get there in Morgan County and Martinsville for sure. In 2011, on the 25th, near Hayden and Jennings County, an EF1 tornado damages property and crops. On the 26th, 1976, a tornado touches down in Seymour, killing 1 person. In 2006, on the 27th, severe thunderstorms bring large hail to parts of central Indiana. On the 28th, 1999, severe thunderstorms bring an F1 tornado to Tippecanoe County. Wind gusts over 100 miles per hour are also reported in the county, along with golf ball size hail. Wrapping things up here on the 29th, 2011, strong thunderstorms cause a tree to fall on a house in Delaware County and bring down power lines in Tipton County. In 1899, on the 30th, at Indianapolis, the earliest fall freeze record is set with a low of 30 degrees. The record is tied again in 1993 when the temperature drops to 32. And in 2020, on the 30th, at Indianapolis, with just 0.12 inches of rain, September 2020 becomes the driest September on record. And I guess, again, a lot of people kind of forget about this one because, what were we doing in September? We were still in the middle of the pandemic. I had to kind of look back a little bit, but obviously, things kind of ramped up with shutdowns, in the spring of 2020. And then through much of the summer and then into the early fall. In that month of September, we were very, very, very dry. A lot of people just kind of forget because, we weren't out and about as much as we typically were. But we ran very, very dry during the summer of 2020. So there you go. In 2020, the driest September on record just a couple of years ago. We'll see if we do any better here for this upcoming month of September, although it looks like it's going to be a pretty good start leading into your Labor Day weekend. We'll look ahead to that weekend forecast and beyond as you join us next here on Weather Weekly. Here's a look at the forecast as we enter into the beginning of the month of September. So this last week here, the last few days of August, the week of August 29th, I guess you could call it here. And rain chances, they're done. We had them earlier in the week, and now we pretty much quiet things down for the remainder of the week here. We do start to warm things up. Now, humidity is going to be down noticeably for the rest of the week. No major problems there. We'll see numbers probably creeping back up into the mid-80s as early as Thursday and Friday. But both days come with a load of sunshine. Your overnight lows will probably be in the low to mid-60s, so that kind of indicates the dry air, the arid conditions that we still will have. We may dial up the humidity a bit for the holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend coming up here. I think we're close to 90 at least on Saturday, probably in the upper 80s on Sunday, and then mid-80s on Labor Day, on Monday. I think dew points may hover around 60, so that's not awful. You're not going to have a big separation between air temperature and feels like temperature, so we should be in good shape there. But again, we're going to stay dry. That's the most important thing. I don't even see rain chances heading into the early part of the shortened work week. One particular model, I think the Euro went maybe with the chance of rain. GFS did not. So, it's a little far off. So we'll wait and see. In terms of the 8 to 14 day outlook, so this would take you from the 6th to the 12th, of September, pretty strong signal of above average temperatures. And we're kind of on the line, southern half of the state, maybe in the above average precipitation category, and then the northern half in a near normal category. And then looking ahead to the month of September, again, I mentioned this last week, and there's no change. Equal chances both that you can go above or below in temperatures and precipitation. There's not much help there. There are no real strong signals that we could go either way as we go into the month of September. So here we go. Fall on the way. Month of September, ready for some football for sure, and ready for some of those cooler not too cool, but maybe a little bit more comfortable, and get rid of the high heat and have some of those crisper overnights, good nights for some bonfires, right? And then some more comfortable days where you're not dealing with the stifling heat. Thank you so much for joining us here for another episode of Weather Weekly. We always want to hear your feedback. What do you want to hear about? We'll follow any topic that you would like and try to address that. If you have concerns or comments about it, you got some ideas, shoot me an email, marcus.bailey@wishtv.com. You can also find me on social media. Facebook is just search for Marcus Bailey Weather, and then Twitter and Instagram, it's at Marcus Bailey, all one word. I'd love to hear your comments or concerns or any of your ideas. While you're here, kind of perusing around, make sure you check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a great Labor Day weekend. We'll talk to you again next week. God bless.
Discover more Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.